Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, I'm Ivy. I head up the OCBC campus. So today I'm here to provide a sort of a corporate perspective. So I'm shooting a bit in the dark here. So, please, we'll keep it casual. If there's certain things that you want to hear a little bit more about, please, just feel free to interrupt me. So I called this the new learning model. When I took on L&D about 2.5 years ago, one of the reasons why I accepted the challenge was because my boss said, Ivy, you have the mandate to transform, okay? So I said, oh, that sounds very exciting to me. So here I am to tell you a little bit about the reason why we felt it was necessary to change and how we went about doing it and some of the things that we've started rolling out. Just like Dr. Lim, who went before me, we are no experts, but we are very, very open to share what we feel has worked, as well as some of the learnings that we've got along the way. Sorry, I have to point there, yeah. With this room full of experts, I don't think I have to talk very much about the why. I think we know why we need to change. Beyond AI, I was just talking to Christopher earlier on before the session began. In the bank, the financial services industry is one of the most significantly impacted. And we're talking about beyond AI. We're talking about every aspect of our life will change, right? So robotic process automation, that is very real, okay? Digitization, I just recently got my entire L&D team on, is it Microsoft 365? And now it's got a whole series of things that were previously not possible. All your sharing tools, your collaborative tools. So every single one of us is being impacted. So it's beyond AI. Okay, by 2020, more than 1/3 of future core skills will be new. For the financial services industry, it is closer to 50%. What this means for me as a head of campus, it means that in about 3 years, 50% of my course, all my curricula have to change, okay? So that's a pretty significant change. We spoke quite extensively about this, the changing nature of the workforce. In the bank, and this is the bank snapshot, we're finding an increasing number of the younger mingling with an increasing number of the older. And we know, 2 generations apart, they don't understand each other, let alone work with each other. So this has a lot of impact on the way learning is being developed. We have to be very, very sensitive to the different needs and the way that the different generations learn. So the what? You may be aware that, sometime last month, the bank launched something called the Future Smart Initiative. This is just one of the numerous initiatives that we've launched. Future Smart is a way that we've kind of like, sometimes you're telling them the same thing, but you have to sell it in a sexier way. So we thought, Smart Nation, Future Smart seems quite aligned, okay? So we came up with a not very creative name called Future Smart. But it was a very long journey. And what we wanted to do with the initiative was to be very clear as to the 7 areas in which our people will need to be skilled up in the future. So these are the 7 areas. The first 5, digital business models, is talking about ecosystems, all right? In the bank, we have been significantly disrupted by payment models. They have very different business models, but we are still going, when we go to our merchants, we are still selling our, those ATM card swipe machines. I think the day, is long gone. So our people need to be very, very familiar with these new business models. How are the payment businesses actually getting money or earning revenue from it? And then we need to understand, is this an opportunity for us or is this a threat for us? So it involves, I think I agree with Dr. Lim earlier, that there's a heavy element of critical thinking and cognitive skills that's important in this preparation for the digital world. Tech and data, don't need to talk very much about it. There's a lot of skills, but in the bank, we're quite realistic. We don't expect everyone to be very tech savvy, but I think we have to be very familiar with technology. We have to be comfortable with it. We cannot be afraid of it. So that's what we mean by tech and data. New risks. Banks are very big on this. With new technology, new marketing media, new everything, there is new risks, okay? So I was also sharing earlier, the way we are approaching it in a bank is we tell our employees that the new world is impacting every one of us, not only because you're an employee of the bank, but also in your personal capacity. All of us have many digital devices. So my mom, my dad, they have that iPad, there's a little video camera, they have a CCTV in the room. All these things are hackable, and they are being hacked on a daily basis. These are new risks that our people have to be alert to. So when we share new risks, we tell them about the impact on their personal life as well. Our philosophy is that at the end of the day, we are interested in equipping our employees from a whole person perspective, not simply because we want you to be able to create more value from the bank. Customer centricity, okay, so design thinking, usability, we're very big on that. Marketing and comms, social media, okay? So that's also very important. The last two are very important for us as well. They are what we call the skill set pillars. We know we can teach you all the skills, but if you come back to work and everybody in your department is still working in a non-digital way, you're back to square one. So we are very, very acutely aware of the fact that the processes in the bank have to change. The way we do things, the policies we have, the organizational structure, the way we form teams, the way we collaborate, all that has to change, and that is the way we work. And I think, most important aspect is leadership. Leadership in the future world. One of the challenges that we face is you find that generally the younger employees are very, raring to change. They are natives. But it's the older ones who maybe a little bit skeptical, maybe a little bit, I don't understand this, not so embracing of new ideas. So we are quite clear in our messaging. We talk to the CEO, we talk to the management committee, we engage with the division heads one-on-one. We take the time to socialize the ideas, to get their feedback, so that once everybody has more or less got their sort of buy-in, okay, then it becomes an easier sell. So that was the journey that we took for Future Smart, and these are the 7 big pillars, okay? The most interesting part is the how lah, okay? Over the next few slides, I'll share with you some of the things that the L&D team has done over the last 2.5 years. We focus very much on our customer, and our customer is every employee. In Singapore, we have 7,000 employees. So to us, we are selling a product, and the product is learning. Gone are the days when I hold a gun to your head and say, nah, go and attend training, do it or die. You can do that for compulsory learning, but everything else, is not possible. So we have to adopt a more marketing mindset. We need to make our learning experience engaging and frictionless. The other key component is we are very learner-centric. Just like if you're selling a product to your customer, it's very customer-centric. We try very hard to be learner-centric. And finally, branding. We do a lot of, we make a lot of effort to package the content so that it's appealing to our learners. This is sorry, it's come out a bit small, but over here is, this one doesn't work, huh? The top piece there is actually our learning management system. Is the landing page. Doesn't look like very much, but it took us like 9 months to get to that level of simplicity. If you can see, basically it's 9 grids, and there you just have all the courses that we have simplified, so it's very easy for you to find a program. If you're a first-time user, you have mouse over, you can, see where you can click, and, to help you navigate. Okay. So this is a snapshot of our learning management system again. So for every program, we have developed an icon so that We were going for the Netflix look, but this is a bit far from Netflix, but you kind of get the general idea. Okay, the idea is that it looks kind of colorful, I think it beats rows and rows of, text, okay? So from here, you can easily see that, there's 6 programs that pop out immediately. One of them is a boat, okay? It's actually for some of the program that we have on sailing and things like this. So, and then you can browse. At the top there is an intelligent search. So it's like those Google search, right? Frictionless, as a manager, is a one-click button. I can assign programs for my team. If the course is full, I can waitlist. It's a click of a button. I can register interest, and I can tell the campus team, please notify me when this program is available in future. Email notifications, the moment you get a program, you get an email notification, it goes direct into your Outlook calendar, so you never have an excuse to say, oh, I forgot that, my training was on that day. So let's say for new joiners, especially those who are, let's say, in sales, they go through a very rigorous sort of onboarding program. It's 6 weeks long. So we bundle everything for you in a certain sequence, okay? And it's all laid up to you. The page is customized to you. You also have a completion status tracking, so you know exactly where you are. This is a screenshot of HR in our pocket. So the way we approach technology is we do not believe that people should be going to different portals to be logging on to different services. So HR in a pocket is an all-in-one HR app for the employee. So as you can see there, you have your beautiful face there, okay? And then you have Flex, which is our sort of compensation plan. Leave, you can take leave, you can search for people, you can, what's the others? There's a chat bot, right? The bottom right. We even have a chat bot. That was also entirely developed in-house. So by the end of this year, we will have learning inside there. So the idea is that as an employee, you have one-stop portal, okay? You use fingerprint, scanning, and then you just log on to it, and you can do all your HR transactional as well as experiential services there. So if you can just, can you just pause this for a while? So the next video I'm going to show you is about how we're moving towards sort of learner-centric experiences. We started experimenting with things like AR, okay? And AR is for some types of programs and is for some type of students. It's not for everyone. So take a look at how we've used this.
Let it ready. Let it
Okay, so that particular video clip shows predominantly the way we've used AR to engage our new joiners to the bank. So we have a half-day onboarding program, and we found that the typical way of doing onboarding, PowerPoint presentation after PowerPoint was one of the most uninviting, unwelcoming first days, of anybody's life. So in fact, we got, this particular video was done by an intern, and, we got the Zappar codes and all that. Basically, it was a free software. So the idea is that when we try with new technologies like this, we go for the cheapest possible option out there. We test it out, it's not perfect, but then once we start iterating, we find that, people enjoy this, and the new joiners really like this. So we do this entire half day is at a campus, and as you saw, we use the QR codes for them to understand bits and pieces about the organization, and then there's competitions weaved in. So this is an example where AR and QR scan codes have been used fairly effectively in trying to reach out to a certain segment. Sorry, back. Oops. Yeah, the other way that we've been quite learner-centric is, as L&D, I sit on a huge amount of data. I know everything about you, right? I know your grade. I know when you were last promoted. I know, what programs you've taken. I know that you have not attended any new manager program, and I know exactly. Let's say, this year, 200 people got promoted to manager rank. So it is. We can send out very personalized learning recommenders directed and straight into your email, okay? So this has proven extremely effective. The truth is that we all have so many things in our life, okay? The last thing we have time for is to go into, the learning management system and go and find things for myself. But if I send something direct to your email, you go, oh yeah, why don't I take that? So we've got very, very good feedback on this one. One of the other things that we've started doing, and definitely for the future smart piece, is that we're quite realistic. Not everybody needs to arrive at a certain level of proficiency. So for Future Smart, we've identified 3 key proficiency levels, from awareness to literacy to practitioner. And for awareness level, what are we talking about? Awareness level is for everybody in the bank. It just means that you need to understand the definitions. You need to know what they mean. You need to understand what blockchain means, what Internet of Things means. Have a working understanding. Literacy means you need to get exposed to case studies, the examples of where the bank has started using this, what it means to you or the organization. And for practitioner, not many practitioners for each of the skill pillars in the bank, but at practitioner level, you're doing that stuff on a day-to-day basis. So if I am working in the Open Vault, which is our tech incubator, then I need to be very up on tech and data on a practitioner level. What we do then is, for every division, we actually engage the division head and his senior team to say, among the roles in your division, who needs to be up to what level in which pillar? It's not as complicated as that, but it's we need to get over the initial, I really need to do this. Yeah, you actually need to do this. So for instance, if I'm in branch banking, do my tellers need to be at literacy level for tech and data? Maybe not. But my tellers need to be up to practitioner level for new risks because of the nature of their job. What this requires is that all our senior leaders need to think critically about job roles and the implication on learning. This makes it a lot easier for my team because then I can know what the demand is. From there, I can have role-based individual learning development plan. So this is what we're going through right now. It is work in progress. Yeah? Can you just stop this for a while? Okay, the next video is another example of how we've kind of toyed with using different kinds of technology to cater to a different segment this time, and that's our sort of VP and above segment, people who need to be exposed to sort of new ideas, new concepts, new technologies, but usually are too busy to attend conferences. We call this Learning Conference Comes to You. Can you play the video?
Good morning, it's me again, Maggie, from Learning and Development, from the OCBC campus. Today is the third day of the Singapore FinTech Festival, and it marks the first day of the conference. We are right here at the Singapore Expo. There are many exhibitors around us and also a lot of speakers that line up. Meanwhile, there is one latest technology we thought that would be quite interesting, and by the way, it can cure my hunger and some thirst right now. So let's take a look at what's in the vending machine. Let's go. Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, yes. I'm trying to get a drink.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be a coin dispenser.
This is actually because this vending machine do not accept coins or cash today, not even EZ-Link cards.
Oh.
Because MasterCard developed an application called Quicker, where you will make payments in-app using your credit or debit card today.
I see.
Yes, so let me just run you through how you can do this.
Okay.
What would you like to have today?
I like actually a green tea.
Okay, green tea 61. So you just
Right.
have to key 61 into this application called Quicker. In this bottom corner, you can see MasterPass. MasterPass is actually a digital wallet created by MasterCard. So prior to this, if you are a first-time user of the application, you have to enter your credit card information, your personal details, where would have been saved in this application securely.
Right.
So you just have to swipe here.
Okay.
You will bill your credit card or debit card.
Okay.
And just with this simple swipe, the payment is completed.
Right.
So you can see your green tea is dropping and it's dispensed.
All right.
There you
There
go.
we go. Yes, we have a
Green tea.
green tea.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually Maggie. She's one of my team. So being on my team is pao ka liao, literally. So what we did again, we just used the simplest technology. So we used an iPhone, and but the problem with iPhone is that it tends to shake a lot. So we found a gyroscope, and we bought one for like $200 or something like this, and that stabilizes it. We had a remote a mic that you could mic yourself up, and off we went. Right, so this one we're doing this for many years now. So we've done two Singapore FinTech Fest in a row, and Money 2020 and all that. It's become extremely helpful because try as you might, there's only maybe like 100 people that any organization can release to go to conferences such as this. But what we do is that we station a team of L&D people at the conference, and now we've got a little bit more more professional. So we actually grab people from our organization and we say, can you attend this conference and then give us 3 takeaways that you got from this conference, and then by the end of the day, we are able to roll these videos out direct to all our employees in the bank. Yeah. So I was talking about the payment space being disrupted. So something like this is actually very important for us to bring to the rest of the bank, because it's an example of how payment is being disrupted. And it's, what's 2 minutes? So it's very digestible, okay? Yeah, so that's one of the things that we've done, and it's quite successful. Two other examples. So a lot of the interventions that we do are not necessarily learning related. So Explore is something that we launched about 1.5 years ago. It is a 3 to 6 month stint that any employee can take in another department or division of their liking. This is to encourage people to try out a completely different area. So, for instance, last year I had a young chap. He was a Frank ambassador, so he was selling credit cards, day in, day out, and he said, I want to give it a go in L&D. So he was with my team for about 6 months, and then he got exposed to the entire range of what L&D does. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and now if he in future wants to join L&D, he will know exactly what we do and the kinds of skills that's required. So Explore is something that we have in the bank, and employees love it. Live Refresh is another one. Live Refresh is targeted at sort of the what we call the silvers. We're very mindful that among the older employees, there's this fear, and most of them have got to a certain level of seniority. So it's a little bit, hard for them to say, I want to learn a little bit more. Can you teach me? So we have something called Live Refresh. It's a branded program, and we look after all aspects of their well-being. we market it as well-being. So it's about financial well-being, technology well-being, marketing well-being, so on and so forth. So as an example of the way we do learning, one time I think we tied up with SMU, NTU and all that, and we got youngsters, second year, third year, and they ran a full day app workshop. Right, so we had 4 stations. One was about lifestyle, one was on shopping, one was on fitness, and one was something else. And we had about 60 of our employees, 60 to 100 employees. They just came in for a full day, and they just went to all the different app stations where all our colleagues from and our partners from the different U's were reverse mentoring our older employees. So it was fun, it was engaging, they were actually learning, but it just didn't feel like they were in a class. So these are the different ways in which we engage the different segments, so the silvers as well as the explorers. And this is probably my second last slide. This is an example of how we feel that it's necessary for us to brand our initiatives. So at the top, you see the one with the high heels. That's our women's initiative. So we go to some lengths to get nice images that's kind of make people want to take a second look at the EDM. The one at the top right is our Future Smart, top right and the bottom right. So we created a whole series of collaterals that kind of reflected the 7 skills pillars. We even developed an app so that we could engage people. We had leaderboards and things like this. But the name Future Smart, the sort of the colors that were used were all quite deliberate. So a lot of thinking is spent in trying to make it very appealing to our employees. It even goes right down to, let's say, programs that we run. So every year we run a learning festival and we theme it. So last year we did something that was themed around Sun Tzu, and it was basically a 1-week learning festival about the different aspects of strategy. So what I'm going to show, and that will be my last video, is the video that we developed to market Sun Tzu Art of War. I think that was the last one. So thank you very much.